Is leaky gut a real thing? Today I'll give you a balanced review and my view on this topic as it pertains to development of inflammation, autoimmune problems like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, even insulin resistance and diabetes, right?
Hello everyone, if you are looking for exclusive deals, blogs, educational content every week delivered to your email, subscribe to our newsletter at SugarMDs.com right now.
But let me tell you, everybody has semi-permeable guts. Our intestines' mucous lining is made to allow water and nutrients from food to be absorbed into the bloodstream, right? However, some people have hyper or increased intestinal permeability. That implies that their guts leak, allowing more to pass through than just water and nutrients. Now, certain chronic gastrointestinal diseases have been linked to leaky gut syndrome, for example, which allows larger, potentially harmful molecules to pass through. Your intestinal lining's role in serving as a barrier to bacteria and other infectious organisms inside the gut is one of its primary functions. So, an essential component of your immune system is this barrier. So how did this concept come about? The importance of intestinal barrier became pretty much clear in 1990s when researchers injected extracts from luminal bacteria directly into some rats' colons, okay? This triggered both systemic inflammation and inflammatory disorders resembling Crohn's disease, right? So since then, loss of integrity in that lining has been shown to affect immune system and cause other conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. Now, as you know, immune system is a complex network of cells, organs, and substances that work together to protect from outside attacks. When something goes wrong with this protective mechanism in the gut wall, it creates inflammation, and they call this leaky gut, or systemic inflammation permeability, if you want to sound fancy. These openings let waste materials get into our bloodstream where they can cause problems for blood vessels lining other parts throughout our body. Now, symptoms may include bloating, gas, discomfort, among others, which could be reduced by eating foods high on beneficial bacteria. Small intestine is home to amazing population of microbes. We are full of microbes, okay? Including bacteria that actually helps us digest food and absorb nutrients. These same species can also synthesize vitamins for their hosts. Cool, right? The tightly packed epithelial cells make up the gut's immune barrier, right? They're so good at preventing outside attacks, but not always. They protect against everything, right? There's a lot of things floating inside you, like water-soluble toxins or even some medications themselves, which may find passage through these tiny fissures. When the gut becomes leaky, harmful substances can enter your bloodstream, and in fact, intestinal bacterial concentrations are closely related to inflammation, and diet may play a role in this element as well. Nutrition is very important for our immune system, but it is also integral that you have enough protein. So if someone has an issue with their weight or lacks any kind of nutrition, then there could be problems when fighting off infection because these factors will affect how effective each cell within bodily tissues actually function at producing antibodies against foreign proteins found on pathogens such as viruses, bacteria, etc. In 2018, for example, a review of research found that the bacterial biodiversity is associated with inflammation and illnesses. That includes obesity and inflammatory bowel disease. Now, this condition occurs when there are too few beneficial microbes present to help break down nutrients properly. This leads them into our bloodstream where they cause problems, such as infections, or even irritability or behavior disorders due to their proximity to major organs. Well, I'll tell you now, best foods to include in your diet for leaky gut syndrome or to prevent leaky gut syndrome. Collagen and amino acids, for example, proline and glycine found in bone broth, can help heal your damaged cell walls. Many people have tried a 3-day bone broth fast to help treat their autoimmune disease and leaky gut. You can try that if you want to. Raw cultured dairy contains short-chain fatty acids that can aid in gut healing as well, also bring helpful bacteria when it is fermented. The best options include pastured kefir, yogurt, butter, and raw cheese. Raw cheese, okay? Not the processed ones. Foods that have been fermented, along with fermented dairy products. Some of the healthiest probiotic foods include also fermented vegetables. They contain what? Probiotics, right? To support the gut, as well as organic acids that balance intestinal pH. Excellent sources include kimchi and sauerkraut. All coconut products are particularly beneficial for your digestive system. Coconut's medium-chain fatty acids are believed to be simpler to digest than other fats, making them beneficial for preserving your digestive health. So go for coconut oil or coconuts themselves. Now, sprouted seeds, sprouted chia seed, flax seed, hemp seeds are excellent sources of fiber that can aid in the development of good bacteria. Steamed vegetables and fruit may need to be your first source of fiber, especially if you have severe leaky gut. Healthy fats, for example, absorbing nutrients, as you know, is facilitated, including vitamins, are facilitated by consuming healthy fats in moderation, of course, such as those found in egg yolks, avocados, ghee, coconut oil. And omega-3 fats, they're there, right? Some protein-rich foods like salmon, lamb, grass-fed beef also contain good omega-3 fats. Now, fruits is a good source of vitamins and minerals. You have to aim for 1 or 2 servings per day with very small portions. You know, you can make homemade applesauce if you want to, or some fruit sauce. You can add some steam to your pears and apples for your salads, but the moderation is key, of course, if you have a lot of sugar problems. I mean, if you're taking our SugarMD supplements, you probably wouldn't have much of a problem, but still, right, you have to be careful. When following a leaky gut diet, allergens and inflammatory foods must be avoided or consumed in very small amounts. Now, what are we avoiding here? Avoid these. We said sprouted grains are great, but avoid unsprouted grains, particularly those found in gluten like your wheat, your rye, barley. They should be sprouted, and if it is unsprouted, you will be in trouble. Phytates and lectins make the trouble there. So avoid especially processed foods that contain additional sugar, like GM-based foods, like GMO and hybridized foods tend to be highest in lectins since they have been modified. Again, filtered oils, right? Processed foods that contain artificial food additives, processed dairy products, and heavy drinking. Along with adhering to diet that I suggested just now, it is useful to limit the exposure to substances that could really stress your gut, and that can include your tap water, alcohol, cigarettes, pesticides, NSAID killers like ibuprofen. However, if your doctor prescribed this for you, sometimes you have to ask your doctor,
"Hey doctor, can I use less of them, please?"
Nicely, right? Another suggestion is to think about starting with an elimination diet. Now, some foods appear to fall into that gray area in terms of whether they will worsen or improve your digestive health. We just simply don't know, right? For instance, some individuals respond better to particular protein foods than others, like eggs, bad for your leaky gut. You might be wondering, how about legumes and beans, right? I'm not sure about that. Nobody's either, okay? So if you say they do, that they're sure that they're gonna be harmful for you, they're lying. But for the benefit of the doubt, you might decide to start by avoiding eggs for a while or legumes, and after a few weeks, you might try to reintroduce them and see if that really can assist you in determining whether or not they pose a problem for you. Like if it makes your disease get better, for example, your autoimmune disease better, and then you start them again, it gets worse, then you know, right? In the meantime, you can do the broth we talked about, salmon, some other proteins you can have instead of those plant-based proteins. So anyways, just a reminder, SugarMD is your keyword. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos about diabetes, insulin resistance, all this good stuff. You need to know. Any questions, type it and put a space and type SugarMD. You will find an article, you will find a video, I promise. I'll talk to you later. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you give a thumbs up and like, and I'll see you later.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this channel so far, and I hope you subscribed already. If you didn't, do it. And if you did, watch this video right there. I think that will help you too.